Good morning, strangers. Here back playing Fabula Ultima Arc Memory of Barbelo. We have Fryjamin.
Hello.
Summer Snow.
Hola.
Kron.
What's up, dudes?
And Sidewinder.
I'm back, baby.
Okay, so we are, as per usual, going to try and get stuff working because it never works immediately. And we also consider... Do you guys remember what happened last session? It's kind of a lot.
We saw we kicked Dr. Carway's ass.
He did kick his ass. Squished a spider. And then, you know. It's okay. I'm not worried about it. Y'all are worried? Power of friendship.
Yeah, we are. Then, emotions just happened. It took him over. SILEX was just like...
I'm feeling things.
SILEX, I'm feeling myself.
Well, not myself.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So he has become Magmaton again. So this is even going to be a massive battle or the biggest friendship speech.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll see what happens as we return to the scene. SILEX having just brought forth reflexively in this moment of rage as SILEX smashes the remnants of Kawaii to pieces. He has called forth this magma and obsidian and stone and fire. There is a palpable sense of rage before you. What exactly is Magmaton doing, SILEX?
He is currently drawn to Peleus's staff.
Okay.
Looking for a light. An unseen force is drawing me to Peleus in particular.
Okay, so as this like furious, violent occasion has occurred, Magmaton, I imagine, is still the equivalent of like panting and flexing their fists as they start to approach Peleus.
Yes.
What does the party do with that information?
I'm gonna say, SILEX, it's okay. We're all here for you. I may notice that he's looking at my stick, so I might be like trying to gesture him to come towards me so that I can try and put my hand on him. Not in a weird way. Calm down. It's gonna be okay.
I'm watching this play out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking I should drink this elixir in my pocket.
That's valid. That's reasonable. You should. You have definitely have the capability to do that.
I'm gonna be like, it's okay. We're all gonna be just fine.
As you move your hand towards my shoulder, you feel heat rising against it, making it impossible for you to actually connect with me.
Okay.
I cast Elemental Shroud on the three of us to protect us from the fire.
I'm gonna say, we're gonna do all your favorite things, SILEX, like,
With a roar, Magmaton swats at your hand. A blast of heat pushes you back. He's gonna throw a fireball at you.
I'm gonna try and dodge that. Ow.
The fire disgorges, but Peleus, your innate magic resistance allows you to not take damage from it.
SILEX, it's okay. You need to take your power out on me. I'll take it all the way.
I can take it out of me. I can take it. Someone no. Spray her with the water bottle fast.
At least it's not the Vaporeon thing.
This isn't what you want, SILEX.
How do you know what I want?
Because we're friends. I can't say I know what it's like, but I at least know what having those memories is like. It's terrible. But this isn't what you want. You don't want more of that.
What, Dr. Kawi? Dead on the floor, and he's dead on the floor. You must be incredibly frustrated now that you don't have a specific goal to reach for.
Magmaton is not responding well to reasonable arguments about Silex's mindset. Silex is not exactly present at the moment, and Magmaton is going to
The fire flares outwards, erupting from the ground around you, fire and magma overflowing, burning at your feet.
Okay. I realize this might be going a bit far, but I'm going to try and jazz hand you now. I'm going to try and do the spirit fingers. I'm going to try and reach into that part of your soul and communicate with it. So I am going to try and push past my own pain and use my spiritual abilities, my arcane ritualism as it was, to try.
You don't have any MP to use your ritualism with.
Ew, and it's not an MP cast.
Ritualism always has an MP cost if you want it to have an effect.
Oh, fuck. I will attempt to do a thing before I realize that I'm failing at doing that thing. That's what I'm going to do.
Fair.
Your drained energies don't allow you to reach and tap into those powers and realizations. Magmaton is standing before you as you reach forward with your ritualism, and it is strange because the energies in front of you feel like they are pulling away at the seams, as though they are bound together but trying to separate.
Peleus, wasn't this Nanto's power to begin with?
Yeah, I'm going to have to summon a Nanto. Just mind out, guys, while I crack a elixir.
Are you going to attempt to summon and bind Nanto?
I will attempt to summon and bind the Nanto.
Excellent. Because of the complex nature of the situation, give me an insight willpower check. That's a 7. That is
Not very good.
not enough. I am not going to cost you MP, but I am also not going to award you a success. You haven't managed to summon or bind Nanto right now. The energies that you've called on to attempt to do so are just flailing wildly around the place. Magmaton, like, they're literally pulsing with the same force as Magmaton right now. They seem artificially stuck to Magmaton.
All right, guys. I think the fact that I've only just had my elixir and I might be stood a bit too close to Silex, just going to step back a little bit, just a wee bit.
Yeah, if you have a plan, step back.
Try again in like a couple of minutes. In like less than a couple of minutes, like 30 seconds. I'll try again. But maybe one of you guys tap in.
Yeah, Flink is going to talk to Silex now. He is actually going to reach out and touch him
Okay.
on the shoulder.
I'm going to say you just go ahead and we'll take 5 fire damage for that after the damage reduction.
Ow! Burns. Silex, it's okay. It's over. You can let your anger go.
Magmaton pauses for a moment, surprised to feel someone touching him. He looks down for a moment, and the heat seems to pull out of his eyes. They flare down just a little bit, but then he is going to lash out at you.
Oh, that's physical.
It misses wonderfully. Nice. Good. Yes, the fire rage is not a magic attack as flames burst forth from Magmaton as Magmaton takes a swing at you.
See,
You evade just in time.
you can't even hurt me right now. You don't want to hurt me right now. Just please listen to me. It's okay. He's dead.
Magmaton is going to try to flare back into peak rage. The fire rising, trying to scare Flink away from me, to get him to stop trying to help and touch. Would that be that just be a willpower check?
Willpower plus might, I think, would be appropriate.
Well then, hey Flink, I'd like you to make a check.
That does sound good. Aiming for my weakness, huh? All right. Ha!
It's a 10. That's generally a success. Though this may be a contested roll with Magmaton, so that could be fun.
No.
I think it should be. Perfect. You did great.
Perfect. Wow. Despite
my uncontrolled outburst, you remain undeterred, able to weave through the flames that erupt from my body and stay close. Still able to offer words of support, encouragement, and the flames die down back to what they were when you initially approached me, but it's not enough on its own.
My shield and my gun fall to the floor, kind of almost sobbing, holding it back. I'm like, what, do you think the fire makes you stronger? Are you just scared? It's makes you weak, makes you stupid. That's not the part of SILEX that's powerful. Why are you so afraid?
Afraid of hurt!
Fire just makes it worse. This isn't the part of you that's strong. Not at all. My friend, the one in there, the one who's stubborn like a fucking mule. You can't move him, sure, but when he's next to you, you have a rock, and that's what I want.
Magmaton grabs at his head as steam and flame erupts from fissures along the edges of his face, or what the two burning eye sockets present as a face. Don't want to listen! Want to burn!
You can try, but you can't shut me up.
SILEX. I'm gonna try and summon Manto. One more time. And as I do this, I need you to think about something. I need you to think about something real hard. I need you to think about your mum and your village and all the people that care about you and that are looking forward to seeing you again. Looking forward to seeing the you that's not on fire. Can you let me summon Nanto?
Give it a try. Don't fail. We need your help.
I'm going to say that this kind of ties in very strongly to Pellis' character, and thus there should be a +2 offered to the check. But the specific checks are up to you, SILEX.
Okay, then as before, +2. This is your moment, Pellius. And there it is.
Wow, that's without a +2.
So confident. Oh, I forgot to mod it.
Nice roll.
Yeah.
So, as Pellius starts calling forth Nanto, having this better understanding, the mind within a Magmaton is assailed by thoughts of a homeland, a place that doesn't feel like it belongs to Magmaton, despite the familiar faces of all the people in the village, of all the work done to protect it, of the lives saved, of a mother striking a son across the face. As this happens, this pull, this mana starts weeping away from Magmaton. The party will see in the body of Magmaton what appear to be, you'll appear to see a root start growing through Magmaton, and this will happen in the course of seconds as it wraps around the shards of obsidian and pushes them away in parts and places, forcefully fragmenting them away. Razor sharp shards of cooling rock and obsidian slaked by magma fall to the ground, and leaves spring forth from these roots. These leaves in the shape of something familiar to Silex.
Oh my. Is it the leaf pendant? The magical leaf?
It is the magical leaf. Whatever was holding this magic to you, forcing it to be part of your body, it's no longer strong enough. As the vile substances that the party saw before, that Dr. Kawei, like his remnant was made of, those like slimy, almost fleshy elements, are forced out of the body from between these cracks, from between the spaces of the magma. These roots devour and reject this, spewing out in pieces and places, resolving it and pulling it away as these roots bind up around the entire body, pulling it away like its vital system pulsating, and eventually forcing that vile thing that bound you to Nanto away, leaving a human, not a monster. The soft vines and roots themselves gently burn away and dissolve, leaving Silex surrounded by a pile of broken glass and magma. Peleus, you successfully have summoned Nanto, and in doing so, seem to have coalesced that which was forced on Silex into Nanto.
The spirit has become whole again.
I have collapsed to one knee. I'm breathing heavily. And as I look up, is Nanto manifested?
For various terms of manifested, yes.
Okay. My eyes raise to, and I look into his being, and I breathe out, "We're free. It's over." I reach out to touch him, connect hands, have one goodbye to our forced contract.
As you do so, in much the same way that you've had interactions with previous spirits, the way that understandings can be passed back and forth, especially with your, though forced, nonetheless deep connection with Nanto, you are aware that Nanto has left you a gift of sorts. You have an intuitive understanding that Nanto has allowed you to call forth, with the combination of the already deep connection you have to Sheba, obsidian earthblood.
Oh? Oh my.
That sounds good. In a blubbering mess, I'll work my way over there and go under his arm to prop him up, and then stand up.
Gawain does his best to support this absolute giant of a man.
He's doing a great job. Can I spend a Fabula point to make a declaration here?
What's the declaration you want to make?
In this parting moment between me and Nanto, the music that I hear that forms my connection to magic starts to play louder and louder in the ambiance of the cave, to the point where the party can hear it and share in my perception of magic
Absolutely.
and feel the aggressive rhythm now at peace.
So the pacing of the rhythm changes from one of an intense, overarching beat to a more actually rhythmic and bouncing sound. One that's like gentle and almost comforting. The pulse of the heartbeat of the earth being no more this intense thing marred by trauma, but instead something much more comfortable and familiar. And the party as a whole, as said, can hear every change in this beat. And you can hear the cave play.
You guys hear it? This is the spirits. This is how we talk to them.
It's beautiful. And you can always listen to that?
Yes.
I'm starting to understand why you're having such a difficult time communicating.
I'm gonna kick Peleus.
I mean, it's great. It's great. It's lovely. It's just I talk to them with words. I like this too. This is good.
I laugh. Still tired and sweating, but I look at Peleus. Thank you for being you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for saving me.
Anytime, bro.
All right, SILEX. It's hugging time.
Yeah.
Can't get away. Can't escape me.
Big group hug.
I'm not crying, you are.
This is the panel. This is the panel that the girls will draw for years to come, for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Everyone's sweaty and beat up, and now we're gonna group hug. Oh yeah.
Yep.
This
Yeah,
is the
exactly.
I'm thinking of the fans. Don't worry.
Anything could happen here, yeah.
Screen fades to black.
Yep. We'll leave it at that.
I mean, actually, you know what? Genuinely, like, screen can fade to black because now we're dealing with all the secondary stuff of the situation, which is what you're going to do with the remnants of Kauai, what the party's going to do next, and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
you also have to cut to Kauai's employer.
Well, at some point. It doesn't necessarily need to happen
some
right
point.
now.
No, that's definitely the cutscene.
No, in the cutscene, yeah, no. There
Yeah.
would be the cutscene of we snap to the thing. I don't have, that's one of the few things I don't have prepared.
Damn.
I know
Be
you
for
wanted
next
your
time.
Fabula point, but, you know,
he
fuck
snuck-
you.
He snuck me out, chat. He
He was real subtle with it. He was real subtle.
Also, SILEX gained a Fabula point because it was very, you know what? Fuck, everyone gains a Fabula point. You all did well.
Yay!
Right? That was very good, very in character. Okay, so what is the party doing next? You have in the cave Dr. Kauai's body
Yeah.
and remnants therein.
All right, so now that we've stopped him, our job is done here. We need to take him back to Telgard to figure out why he was here and what he was doing.
Yeah, okay. You guys, I'll like point to Peleus and SILEX. You guys pack this up. Flink, check out what he was doing here. And I'm gonna go out and like fire off the flares and like coordinate stuff with the ship.
Excellent. Okay. So, Flink, you investigate deeper in the cave. As you... Yep. Flink refuses to take his medication.
There we
Doing my
go.
best.
Okay, so Flink investigates deeper in the cave alone, and the key things you find of importance as you enter deeper in the cave is at some point where the stench becomes greatest, you find part of the wall which has been, seems to be deliberately carved away. The area near it is significantly warmer than the areas nearby. And you find also a small amount of the remnants of the technology from presumably the capsule being used to manipulate some foul liquid, apparently with interest specifically on the wall. Like there are bits and pieces set up near the wall and one or two things that seem to have been attempted to be drilled into it or pressed into it, but do not seem to have succeeded.
Huh. That's all weird. Flink is wondering if this is just any cave or if he came here with a plan.
It's a good question.
Well, I'm not going to touch the liquid. Can I figure something out? Why is that wall warm, emanating heat?
How are you going to examine that? Like what methodology? Why do you think that you should glean this information?
Well, it's maybe not natural. Or at least, like, I would suspect it's not natural if it's not occurring anywhere else here.
It does seem to have been dug towards, certainly, for various qualities of natural. But I mean, like, what kind of skill set are you using to gain additional information about it? Because so far, it's like, it's a wall, it looks kind of like rock, and it's slightly warm.
I guess I could dig into it, but that's not my specialty. I can go around it. That's what I can do.
Okay, you attempt to go around the wall and find more cave wall to the sides. This seems to have been like a specific area dug out a little bit.
Is it all going into the same direction? I actually didn't think I would be able to go around, honestly.
That's kind of my point. Like there isn't. You've got like your cluster of a bit of cave, and then you got like this deeper area of a bit of cave, and like once you can navigate all of that, there doesn't seem to be a way to go around
Okay,
the part
that's
where the
it.
wall
Good.
was cut into.
So, if I wanted to know what's behind that, what's emitting the heat, I would need to dig into it. But it could easily be just magma, more magma.
Could be magma.
Could be worse.
It could be.
This is not my field of specialty. I need to go back and talk to Peleus and Silex. I think
Excellent.
they have more work.
Yeah.
Silex and Gawain, I assume Silex is doing the heavy lifting here, but I assume that the combination of the two of you is putting quite a lot of effort into getting what's left of Kuei's machines onto the ship. Is that correct?
Yeah, it'd be like, yes.
Cool. Okay, so you find them doing that. Silex is dragging significant parts of Kuei back to the ship. I guess Kuei's exoskeleton would be more accurate.
Yeah. Brains are just everywhere. Well, we've been hugging in the cave.
Yeah.
Walking over bits of Kuei.
And to be fair, almost all the organic matter has pretty much been burnt up at this point.
Yeah. Silex did that thing where he kept punching a guy.
While on
Until
fire.
there was literally nothing left.
Yeah, I'm going to tell them about my findings and all the tools, the tools that were laying around, and the heat center coughing.
Sounds mildly concerning.
I heave whatever leg I'm dragging onto the cargo platform, and I turn back. Show me the part of the cave you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like spiritual shenanigans again, or maybe we just need to dig deeper and see what he was looking for.
If it's something to do with rocks, I am your
Exactly.
guy.
Yeah, and Peleus might be my guy as well, right, Peleus?
Alright, yeah, I'm definitely your guy.
Excellent.
I'm always been your guy.
Okay, so you go deeper into the cave, Silex, Peleus, Gawain, Flink together. As said before, you see what appears to be like a very makeshift engineering space, lab, something like that. We're talking like the bare minimum of functionality. It's probably how Kuei made the modifications he needed in order to be able to function and survive here in the 2 weeks or so that it took you to find him. But there is that device and those attempts at drilling on this wall and that foul liquid, which does seem to be similar to whatever was in those huge tubes on the submarine.
Yeah, don't touch that and don't lick it.
I look at it with disgust and say, as much as I'd like to burn whatever that is, we should probably bring it with us to figure out what he's been doing. Does anyone have a container for that?
It is self-contained. It does have its own
Oh,
containment
I thought it
device.
was just like oozing out on the floor. Okay.
No.
then-
It is contained.
Yeah.
It appears to be part of like some kind of ongoing activity. What that may be, like, you're not mad scientists, so it's difficult to work out immediately. You'd have to do some kind of check to work that out.
Okay.
At this point, Gawain realized they needed an expert, and he finished the cargo stuff to go get Silas.
Excellent. Okay. So you're gonna go call in Silas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bring our mad scientist here.
Excellent.
We're gonna see if how prepared Lag is. Does he have a sprite? Who knows?
Gawain will be back. While he's left, I go to the wall itself because Flink had described a heat coming from it. And-
fuck.
Oh baby, there he is.
Okay, sorry, Silex, you were doing something. I just need to.
Yeah. Needed to flex on.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Flink had described the wall potentially being unnatural or there being something behind it, and I want to investigate as a miner and Stone Shaper see
Excellent.
if there is merit to his claims. Do I need to make a check?
So, due to your identity, I'm going to say you do not need a check. This is well within your wheelhouse. Or at least you don't need a check to ascertain possibly the most important key fact here. That's not rock or stone. That's, you think, flesh.
What? Pardon?
Do you remember where you are?
Oh no,
Oh my god, are we on we're on the Turtle Island?
we're not in its stomach, I hope.
No, it seems to be, once you've made that realization, this is the epidermis, you would guess, of a living being.
All right, so we need to leave it alone.
Oh no, I have a bad feeling. Did
No,
he
no. It's
inject
fine.
poison
I think he just happened to come here.
into
It doesn't look like the process has been complete. It was like he was attempting to do it, right?
Yes, there's damage to the area, but it doesn't seem as if penetration was maybe on the epidermis.
Okay. It's all surface level, and as long as we clear everything out, we should be fine.
Hopefully.
clear everything out and seal it, maybe? You got earth powers, right?
Flink, that's not stone. That's skin.
No, but the surrounding parts were stone, right? We are still in a cave. Or is this inside the turtle?
Yeah, no, this is build up on the turtle. The turtle is asleep. Maybe I shouldn't be saying anything. I don't know.
That's fine. It's not that big a deal. I'm assuming by this point that you have indeed returned with Silas.
With resident engineer.
I brought our resident mad scientist. You guys can't call him an engineer. He's still in grad school.
Fair. Understood.
Silas is like, fuck you, dude.
I kind of have this opinion about science people. Silas, you can help me out.
I'm certain that your opinion will be no doubt well informed.
Yeah, science people usually do sciencey stuff for other people, right? Like, what's the point in writing notes if nobody's going to read them?
Silas nods.
So, if you were a science person, Silas, where would you keep your, I don't know, your, like, address book to who you talk to? You know, like, your friends, if you've got any?
Silas will furrow their brow and then just start immediately dissecting this makeshift lab.
Yeah, I'm just being an asshole. I've always been your friend, Silas. But, you know.
Silas is too busy dismantling the lab.
Too many years of this.
Yeah.
They're just like, well, I mean, also they're a very focused individual, right?
Yeah.
Like, Peleus isn't, like, doesn't throw him off, right? He's done this before. He's, whatever, like, whatever.
All right, so Silas is working towards this mountain lab, and like Peleus's whole thing about notes, it seems to have driven him to search for something, right?
Made sense.
That made sense. That seems to be the reason why they started their search.
I know if I was a science person, I would write notes. I'd feel like Dr. Carway was a note taker.
Peleus.
Yeah.
Didn't your dad keep notes? Don't you have an old journal of his where he tracked spirits and the communities around them? Aren't you taking notes?
Well, I'm not a scientist. My dad had a
Why
list,
now?
and it wasn't that great. And clearly, he should have written more stuff down. I'm writing stuff. I have a book.
Peleus? I'm gonna go over to Peleus and be like,
Right.
hey, bud, pretty sure SILEX is right. I think you have homework when we're on the ship.
Yeah, I definitely need to provide my future offspring knowledge.
Why don't you take your dad's book?
Yeah.
Let's do two things. Let's add what we've learned to it, but let's also read the book again. We know a lot more now. Maybe some stuff will make a lot more sense. Maybe there are people out here that he talked about that we were like, oh, whatever, Skip. Like, you know?
All right, we'll reread.
Peleus having to do homework.
This is great. He's been distracted and being productive.
Whichever of your inevitably many errant offspring happens to inherit this responsibility might appreciate better notes than the ones your dad left you.
Absolutely, they will get better notes. I'm sure that my dad had the belief that he wasn't going to die at this point in time and that he was going to raise me like the typical commoner he was. There would have been words about this. He would have learned that he needed to have other children.
I didn't want any of this.
What the hell?
You could have more kids to ensure that you have one that would actually be good at this.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I support that notion.
on the grand scheme of things, what if I die?
Well, that would suck because I either died or I'm out of a job with a very bad reputation.
Yeah, and there needs to be a summoner for doing all of this stuff. And I don't see any other kids around. I've so far
That's
not
true.
seen a single other foreigner.
Yeah, Fenrir have been pretty rare.
Well, okay. You're making a lot of sense, Peleus.
So I think when we get back to the boat, we're gonna need to find me a wife. Writing is good for future offspring, very good. But I definitely need to like ensure some like future prospects.
Okay, Peleus. I have a catch-22 for you.
Yeah.
If you want to make a child who's going to be a better arcanist than you, I'm a really big fan of this tabletop game called Water Icon. And in it, they have this whole child mechanic. Basically, what this comes down to is you need to find a woman who's smart, and smart women don't like you.
See, this is smart women like money and stability. They don't have to
Okay.
necessarily live with me.
Okay.
And if we're together all the time, the chances of us both being killed at the same time is quite high.
Are you talking about me and you?
Me and my wife.
Sure. Uh-huh.
So if I get a wife that's good at looking after children, get her set up in a nice little mansion somewhere,
So Peleus wants a really smart trad wife. Okay.
yeah.
Good luck with this.
She only has to be able to have Fenrir babies. But that's the only stipulation. We know what humans can do this.
Okay. So, as intellectually stimulating as this is, we're pretty confident now that the turtle is okay, and we just need to like make sure that like Kuwei's taint is cleansed from Werkel's turtle.
Yeah, that makes sense. That is pretty much the objective here. It seems that you got to him soon enough because, oh my god,
Let's do it.
you took no time at all to get here.
Yeah, we've done a very
We're
good job.
professional plan ruiners, both yours and his.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping that, like, oh, maybe I could, infect the turtle and give you a giant kaiju to have to deal with. But nope.
Hey, I'm okay with it. Maybe the giant. Look, if you have a turtle, maybe it can be a good guy later. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, for now, you manage to collect the remnants of the lab and you get out of here, despite Peleus trying to derail stuff by saying that he needs to get a wife who he doesn't stay with most of the time. I mean, it's a very pragmatic outlook. Like, it's realistic, but
it's a
kinda
choice
fucked
that
up.
we can have words about later.
Okay, so y'all are gonna get to the ship.
Peleus is gonna have like one of those quiverful families. It's gonna be nuts. Like, these are my 14 children. What the fuck? And this woman, like, it's impossible. You're like, how are you alive? Like,
If I find a dog woman or a cat woman,
No, leave it alone.
I was thinking about having a litter, that was all.
I know you were. I know. I knew what you were thinking. That's why I said leave it alone.
you didn't want to talk about the reproductive mechanics of your universe?
I don't want to talk about the reproductive mechanics again. This is like every session. You're like, how do birds fuck in the air? Maybe they use octopi. Do they use the octopi to fuck in the air? No, I don't want this in my game. I'm desperately trying to avoid having to talk about the specifics of reproductive mechanics because I don't want to I don't want it to get weird. I mean, it's already weird, but I want to avoid getting weirder, right?
That's fine. I figured that we could just get Peleus really drunk on his wedding night and never have to bring it up.
Look, it's fine.
We don't need to
let's
talk about
not
it.
go to favoring levels of reproductive mechanics,
I
guys.
don't need this in my life. Please. All I want is
Save
to
this
play my
man.
JRPG game where we kill bad guys and have fun. I don't want like detailed charts of like interspecies crossbreeding, okay? That's not important to me. Okay?
Wasn't important to Koei, potentially.
Anyway,
So what did Silas find?
Silas has torn this lab apart and found a whole bunch of various minor documentation, but has not found anything of explicit note in terms of like documentation. Lots of bits of random technology. Most of it he can identify, some of it he can't. He's going to just need like a week or two of studying this before he can make heads or tails of it, though. He's very excited for the... yeah. He only found charts of interspecies breeding. Yeah, good, nice. Anyway. God damn it. He's going to need a couple weeks to really examine like Koei's exoskeleton and similar. It's just going to take time for him to really investigate. Though it does seem deeply interesting as the technology itself is, at the very least, highly divergent from Telgar technology. And if not more advanced, then interestingly divergent. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's not like it's directly comparable to another nation's technology that we're familiar with.
Yes, exactly.
This feels like our big priority right now. So I think what we should do is maybe leave Silas here, and like we should.
I mean, he can do the research on the airship.
Oh, okay. We got everything off.
We brought it all
Okay.
with
You
us.
got to remember, like, Koei only had the stuff that he brought here.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Easily
Which isn't much.
fit that into the cargo bay, right? That
Exactly.
loading
You have a
area.
huge cargo bay. Like, this was not an intended destination for this guy. He was trying to make do with what he had on hand.
I think we should exhaustively scan the rest of the archipelago at this stage, because
that.
the potential outcome of like poisoning the turtle or whatever is really, really negative.
Okay, so when you say the archipelago, you mean this turtle as opposed to like this archipelago?
Is just this island the turtle, or is the entire chain a turtle?
Just
This island is a turtle.
Okay. Then I would like to exhaustively search just the turtle.
Excellent. Okay. yeah, shut the fuck up. I mean, I appreciate you, but shut the fuck up.
Respectfully.
Okay. So you are going to spend your time exhaustively searching the island of Twerkle's turtle. That's going to take a lot of time because you want to be exhaustive. You want to make sure that he didn't have like another lab set up somewhere else or another drilling position or something. So Silas is investigating the remains in the lab and so on. The party generally is investigating Twerkle's turtle and doing an exhaustive search of the location to try and hunt down any potential remnants of what might have been secondary labs or similar. You search the island turtle for a good long while, days into possibly up to multiple weeks. Your search is exhaustive and boring. There are very little tracks or identifying elements of stuff that Kuwait would have investigated. Kuwait doesn't seem to have made much effort to acquire like fresh water or food. They seem to have only really been interested in the immediate area. And you imagine that's because you didn't give them much time to actually repair themselves and be able to have full capacity to do secondary stuff before you unceremoniously crushed and executed them.
Yeah, that guy. No prep time.
You feel fairly confident as you can be, that there were no other locations that Kuwait had really made any headway at. I mean, also, you do find like a whole bunch of island fruit and whatnot that you take on board happily for fresh supplies, right?
We love food.
Love that.
But overall, it's pretty uneventful. Unless you want to try and see if you can find something of value here financially. In terms of like the island itself, it seems pretty safe. Honestly, it's kind of nice.
Is it capital S safe?
I'll allow
For
it.
resting purposes.
I'll allow it. I'll let you rest here once with a capital S safe after exhaustively searching it.
That is a lovely thing.
It's only capital S safe because you've exhaustively searched it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Making a mental note. The entrepreneur cargo man in me is making a note.
You want to
Does
convert the
exist?
turtle into a giant cargo vessel?
I mean, no. The turtle's asleep.
Maybe a little bit.
A little resupply,
I'm half empty on my stuff. Might be an idea for us to go back and get some more inventory.
That's an option.
It's just, it's good to know when there's safe places that other people aren't using.
Oh yeah, no, for certain. Twerkle's turtle seems like a nice enough place. It doesn't seem particularly hostile.
So, okay. Do you guys just want to go back to the port and like call my girlfriend? She's not my girlfriend. I wish she was my girlfriend. Minerva.
Since when?
She's not. I'm joking.
Oh,
I don't know if we even need to go back to Rajni Port. We should probably just head straight back to Telgard with what we have and start making whatever progress we can.
oh no, we're not done here.
Silas.
Are we not done here?
Yeah, we still have that rampaging spirit out there. It's
Which
still
we
there.
can do on the way. It is in that direction.
Yeah, but we should still go and refresh our supplies, and maybe we catch some rumors about some rogue poison beast.
It's worth
We've been here
checking
for a
out.
while.
That could be a thing. It could be there out there somewhere.
I think that would still be under our jurisdiction right now. We're kind of responsible for them.
I agree
Little
with
bit.
you.
Okay, so you're going to travel back to Arushni Port. Excellent.
I agree with Captain Flink.
Thank you.
As before, the journey will take a few days. As the journey starts to get underway, however, Silas will go up to Gawain, but I imagine that Gawain and Flink are quite nearby. And he'll say to Gawain, so, I think I found something. It's...
Ooh.
Well, I've been working on something. So, because I wanted to understand how the technology worked. And, it's really intriguing because Kuwai's technology works on diverging arc principles, which means that the basis of the technology works much more on a basis of extraction rather than resonance of the underlying energetic forces.
So basically, instead of siphoning, it's like off the extra, it's going directly to the source.
Silas will nod.
Gross.
And then say, so I have something for you to test.
Okay.
And then we'll hand you a device that looks decidedly strange to you. Like you've seen Telguard firearm design. It's got a very general traditional design. You have cartridges that you load up into a chamber of some kind. You discharge it, it discharges around. That's the traditional design. This object, despite being physically designed in a similar shape, has a multitude of things you just don't really understand.
I'm just kind of gonna look really quizzically at Silas, like, what am I doing here?
Well, when you were talking about the engagements with Dr. Wade previously, he used a function that seemed like a lightning bolt. Well, my understanding is that that is a secondary function of a primary extraction source. However, I think that by adjusting the initial extraction source, we could create a variant mode that doesn't rely on direct extraction and instead involves secondary extraction. And I'm imagining at some point he realizes he's losing you on this.
Yes.
And then we hand you the object, point off the side of the vessel, and then say, pull the trigger.
Okay. Will do.
Done.
Ooh.
It's multi.
It has multi, it does bolt damage, and has slightly reduced damage. It erupts in lightning from the barrel of, quote-unquote, barrel of this, quote-unquote, gun.
Nice.
You feel a very slight pull on your own mana. Nothing that would actually cause you a mana cost. But that little bit of, like, when you first set up a spell, right? Because you imbue magic into a cartridge, which you then discharge or similar. That first little setup part is what you feel as you pull the trigger.
Uh-huh.
Which means that you think you have a route, like you have an instant, almost intuitive route of how you would use your spells with this gun, should you choose to.
Okay. That's nice.
It doesn't seem that dissimilar.
We love a good option.
So, Silas, you looked at Dr. Kaveh's stuff and you made a gun out of it.
Well, I'm testing the power source, and I knew that Gawain wouldn't be interested in testing the power source if it didn't do anything.
Was he right?
So he's a dork. Like, he likes guns. Speaking of which, I was thinking, Silas, we need to take Flink under our wing here. What do you think?
Silas is going to raise a finger and then say, "Oh, Flink, please, come with me."
Oh, I didn't know you were a bird person, but sure.
Wait, what?
Under our wing.
Yes.
taking it literally.
Oh, for fuck's
Yes.
sake.
Yes,
Gawain is
exactly.
And bird person.
So Silas is going to drag you down into the lab where, well, I say lab, it's the engineering room where you last saw Koei's remnants. As you enter there, Gawain, you're probably fine with this, but Flink, you might end up slightly shocked. The remnants of Koei are essentially like just completely flayed open and strung up. It looks like a corpse pinned to the
gross.
wall and split apart. It's kind of horrifying.
Sure, I'm going to go outside and puke.
Nice.
What was that?
Silas seems confused at this and says, what's the issue?
It is kind of gross, Silas.
Silas will furrow his brow and be like, oh, no, it's perfectly fine. That's just a machine. You've already destroyed whatever was the being of the person.
I don't know. That looks pretty organic to me, and it stinks.
Yeah, I'm stopping outside of this room. I remember how we used to dissect animals when we were at college.
Well, look, Flink.
All right, so what are we doing?
Flink. I need you to examine this. And he'll gesture to the strung up, like the very center of the strung up corpse, for want of a better word, of Dr. Koei.
What is it?
Well, if you look just here, he points towards like the inner area of where the brain was residing, along the kind of inside of the glass elements, though largely smashed. Silas has clearly reconstructed a large portion of it. You see some intriguing markings.
I see disgust.
You do see disgust, but you also see markings that you've read in a book previously.
Wait. Okay, Flink is going to focus now, overcoming his urge to run outside and scream. Going to take a good look at them.
Okay. You examine with great aptitude, having studied this like day in, day out for like months at this point. You realize that the specific style of the markings is the exact same style as the book on the Ofuda of Life and Death.
How can this be? Did Dr. Koei use the secret powers of the Ofudas of Life and Death as well? Oh, there can't be any doubt. It's no coincidence. Oh no. This is terrible.
No. I don't think it's like that. Can I see the Ofuda or the book or whatever?
Sure, I'll let you peek for a moment.
I wonder if the Ofuda just works the same way.
You mean you draw a certain sign?
Well, like it's not from Telgard, right?
It is not from Telgard. In fact, if you remember that other little fun fact about the Ofuda, there was that thing in the Mahawahi Wastes, which was also strangely familiar.
Yeah, stuff had been extracted, but we don't think that was Koei. We think this happened like a long time ago.
Exactly.
But it was like a similar effect as what Koei does.
Specifically, it was a similar. I don't know if you remember this. In the house underground where you found Est,
Yeah.
there was a bunch of markings on the floor there that also bared familiarity to the Ofuda of Life and Death.
Okay.
I should have studied them more closely. I never made a sketch of them, right?
I think you took a record of them.
Do we?
Yeah, I'm going to shout for Peleus.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask you something, Peleus, the moment you've been waiting for, okay?
Okay.
Can you please show us your rod?
Here is my rod. Wait, I've left it upstairs. I'm just gonna have to come back.
This guy doesn't even have his rod with him.
All right. Now here is my rod.
So like I'll put the gun down and like we have the food out, right? And it's like I guess we should all like go up to the deck or something where we can like actually discharge the weaponry safely and like see if it all works the same.
So you're going to attempt to use you're going to have Peleus attempt to use S. You're going to test the Arc Mazer in comparison and see if
And
they're
the Afuda of life and death.
Okay.
Like, we're doing science.
Gawain, do you offer Flink the Arc Mazer to test? Like, do you
Sure.
interchange, basically? Like, Flink, do you let Gawain use one of your Mark Tafuda?
It is a secret technique passed on my family. I don't know if I can trust Gawain with that power.
Well, that's fine. Here, I'll just give you the gun. You tell me if it fires, if it feels the same.
No, it's okay. I actually do trust you.
Cool. And then I'll be like, you can still shoot my gun if you want.
Mm.
Trying to lure him into this hobby.
Yeah, I'm going to try to shoot the gun.
Yeah, we'll like compare. We also obviously need a control group, and I'm gonna take my gun out and like put it like hand it to Flink and like take one of his kunai out of his pocket at the same time.
So at this point, you've just got like a bench set up with like an array of weapons, and you're essentially testing them.
Yeah, the two of us are testing them, and then like it's maybe Silas too. We'll work him in. I've made a shooting range, put up little like bottles or whatever.
Upon seeing this setting out, Silas acquired a stack of plates.
Perfect.
And is now ready to throw them out into the air for you guys to target. Okay, so now with this gun range set up, where you're firing off the side of the airship.
We're having fun. It's science.
The key thing that that slight pull of energy, Gawain, that I described, you feel the same thing with the death of Uda. Flink, it's the same slight proto-pull of energy.
Huh. That's weird.
It is weird.
I'm not smart enough for this.
Interestingly, Est, which I'm assuming you're also making a comparison of, does not have that.
Yeah, I think it's a skill issue, guys.
No.
Wait. Let me check. Are there any glyphs, runes, anything?
You examine Est thoroughly, and there does not appear to be the same symbology.
It's different technology. Get wrecked, players.
So Kuwei was reviving old tech.
Oh,
Like very old tech, right?
Yeah, but
This has been around for generations.
Yeah, but it's not like the Mahawahi Waste was the only place, right? It must have been other places. Wild conjecture at this point. But like imagine like a larger political body, like an empire that has access to this type of technology, right? It wouldn't just be in the Waste, it would be in other parts of the world too.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to find something like that. It would be rare, right? For someone to have the means to survive an area like that, discover that type of technology, know what it is, and understand its value, be able to take advantage of it or replicate it. Like, it's kind of 1 in a million. Like, a shitty 1 in a million, but wow.
I have a scary idea. Peleus, you need to be strong right now.
Okay.
We might need to go to a library.
I was thinking, on that note,
Dangerous.
a dangerous pastime, I know. What about that Raku town?
Rakow tree?
Yeah, we were never actually able to get into that place. They don't like outsiders very much. Maybe they have some more information that we don't.
Rakuda was the tree place, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually agree with Peleus.
I also think we need to go back to Telgard, so that kind of works out.
Yeah.
All the way we deal with the spirit, we go to the Rakau, and then we go to Telgard.
Okay, so your current plan, search for spirit. You've done so much traipsing around in this area that you're actually pretty familiar with it. So once you take your time to head to Roshni Port and restock, which is relatively easy, you simply fly over the landmass and land on the other side of it, taking in as part of the sea dock. You resupply and are able to recover any inventory points that you need to recover. Huh. I don't have the thing that I thought I had. Oh, well, we'll improvise.
Yay! It wouldn't be a Fabu stream if we weren't improvising.
Exactly.
We made it.
Would it help if it was break time?
I mean, we're at 2 hours. We should be taking a break anyway.
Yep. Take it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back in a few minutes. While I'm away, please enjoy some trivia. We're going to take like a 5, maybe 10-minute break while I go and find some things that I lost. Please, while I'm away, enjoy. Summer's already on it. While I'm away, enjoy some trivia. Love y'all. Have a fantastic time. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with the party who are going to go out exploring and trying to find this mystery spirit. Now, because they've spent so much time in this local area, they've actually got a pretty good idea of where it's likely to be if it's not in all the places that they've been previously. Over the past month, you have continuously navigated this area so much.
And it should be pretty obvious to narrow down once we come across some unusual water behavior, I guess.
Once, Flink, as the captain, you're able to plot a path for this. You plot out a path that's kind of like, it's going to hit the most likely locations to find something in order, essentially. And so it doesn't take long after you've rested up and resupplied here. It takes all of 3 days before you spot something on the not quite horizon, but on the path towards your search direction. And you see what appears to be the elements of a building pressing just above the sea levels.
Similar to Kakapos Island?
It's not entirely dissimilar. From this distance, you can't actually see or examine that much, but there seems to be a structure that or similar that is mostly submerged, unlike Kakapos Island, where for the moment you were passing over it, it was not
above.
submerged.
But like what Kakapos Island would have been, just a building sticking out of the water.
Yes. A very, very similar energy. I presume you approached the location?
Yeah.
Go down, full speed. Actually, normal speed is all right.
Normal speed. Excellent. So, you traverse carefully towards this location, and you could see how this could be mistaken for a small rock, like a rock at sea. As you can see with the top structures of it, you can see why it would easily be mistaken as a rock rather than a building or structure, and thus likely to be ignored by passing vessels.
But nothing slips past my eagle eyes.
Exactly. It is only because you are searching for such potential structures and your experience with such things that you are allowed and able to see this.
Yes, do inflate my ego, please.
Yes, 100%. So, now that you've approached the general area of something of interest, what are your subsequent objectives? What are you doing? Do you intend to land, simply charge in there, find out what's going on? Do you want to survey more from the air?
I think Flink has done his job, and now the spirit people take over.
I will talk to the spirits. It is now my time to step in. The spirits say, land and have a look. Well, they don't actually say that. I'm just curious and I wanted to use the spirits as an excuse.
So, as you kind of reach out with your senses, as you did when you were tracking previously, though imperfect, despite the waters being calm here, it feels like a storm, if that makes sense. Like, you have this intuitive connection to the spirits. The waters here are very calm, relaxed. The weather is fine, but it feels like there's a thundering storm.
Guys, I can feel a feeling.
Is it a good feeling?
Oh.
Oh.
It's the exact opposite of what I would describe a good feeling to be feeling like.
Do you want to talk about your feeling?
Okay, so basically it's like this. It's like an angry feeling. Like, it looks all pleasant, but there's something messed up there.
Okay, is it coming more from your stomach area or higher?
It's coming from their place.
Ah, okay. I don't get it.
That's fine. As long as Peleus thinks we need to go down there and help a spirit, it's time to go.
Okay, that's something I get. So, do we land or do we fast rope?
I vote fast rope. There's not really anywhere to land, right, Captain?
I mean, there's water. We can always
Oh.
land.
I
We
guess
probably
could.
shouldn't land in water around the water spirit.
Yeah, let's not land here unless we have to. I
All right,
agree.
then let's prepare the fast roping. Time for
Okay.
Barbara to work.
So, Barbara mounts the fast rope and expertly at this point, considering how comfortably you've used it, propels you downwards towards the temple location. The temple location essentially manages to sit you right at the front of the temple location, right over here. It is covered in sea growths and lichens. It is slimy and wet the entire place across. However, it is relatively pleasant, all things considered. There's no like foulness or particular grossness here. However, you do hear what sounds like could only be best described as singing, except every time it attempts to bring itself to match into a note and create something melodic, it's as though it is being twisted. Like the tone just twists and pitches out. SILEX, you would note very specifically that it seems like it is trying to play in as a participant of the kind of melody of the spirits inside you that you understand to be a communication of the spirits. You can tell that it tries to start on beat, but it slowly weaves out of it and then stops momentarily and then tries to restart on beat again and is twisted once again away. The rest of the party, however, cannot hear the music inside you and therefore is not privy to that information.
Huh. Well, this is new.
SILEX, do you have also a feeling that you want to share with us?
Yeah, my head cocks to the side and I'm listening to this failed rhythm. It almost sounds like it's sick.
Oh, you can hear something?
Yeah, it's
Just to be
like
clear,
it's trying.
my apologies to interrupt, just to be clear, everyone can hear the song.
Oh, okay,
SILEX
sorry.
can hear his melody in combination with that, and the fact that it is discordant to that, despite trying to be in concordance. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like it's singing, but it's not singing right. Like the way it's trying to. It keeps starting and then restarting. We definitely need to do something here.
Yeah, that just means we're on the right track. Then let's get to business. I guess we should be careful. We have a track record of not necessarily being greeted super friendly by people in distress, spirits in distress.
Yeah, just a part of the job.
Yeah.
Working hazard. I flare my new my newly obsidian encrusted shields.
Yeah, Silex has got some cool new shields in case.
In case things go down.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got a new toy, Silex?
Sweet bling. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got new toys except for me.
What are you talking about?
Well, you might have a new toy in a minute here.
Yeah, we're literally here to try and pack you with a new spirit, bro.
Okay. Also, I forgot, I don't actually think that Flink did get a new toy.
No, I'm
Flint got
working
some
on
information.
new toys.
But
Yeah.
he's got that information. Now he's got some stuff to study.
Yeah, I need to put those informations to use.
His gift was homework, like yours.
Oh, yeah, I've been reading that book.
We believe you. Anyway, we're walking into the temple.
So you walk into the temple, and it's a very broadly open plan design in that there's no real impediments to entry. There are a few pathways in, and rapidly you're able to reach what you could only describe as an inner chamber. It is dilapidated and in poor keep, but generally structurally sound. It is though it has perhaps received the most important maintenance over the years, but the minor stuff has not been kept up, if that makes sense.
Do I recognize any of the symbology or the architecture? Is it familiar, even if I don't immediately recognize it?
It's interesting in that there are a few things of familiarity, but that it seems that the things that are most familiar to you are the things that are oldest here. They are the marks that are the most ancient and seem to have been covered up or otherwise replaced as time winds on. You can see that there's a brief few things you're like, oh, I think that that symbol looks really familiar to me, but it's at the end of an entire sequence of symbols that look much newer and have been more recently replaced. The similar thing with the artistry of the place, the designs on the location. Some of them look very traditional and more familiar to you, but most of them don't. Most of them seem more modern, for want of a better word.
Interesting.
But as you encroach on this inner chamber, it becomes very clear the entity that is here, as it is fully manifested and barely seems to pay attention to you entering the location, focusing on its own singing.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Ah! It's an orca!
We must free Willy. If you don't name him Wilfred,
Willard.
Willard. I love Willard. That's close to Wailord, which is also good. Makes it extra good.
But yes, you see the situation before you as the clearly spiritual energies coalesced into what Silex would definitely know as an orca, and Peleus may know as some kind of sea creature.
Peleus would know this as an orca.
Okay, Peleus would know.
He has been to a zoo before.
It seems decidedly more interested in its attempts at song than anything the party does, immediately at least. It does spare a brief glance to you, but instead focuses itself on its own activities.
I nudge Peleus with my my shoulder, a gentle push forward. All right, do your thing.
You really, really, really are one of the prettiest spirits we've seen so far. Your song is glorious. It has drawn us here. try and jazz hand it, spirit hand it.
What are you attempting to achieve with your spirit hands?
Some level of communication.
Okay. So, first off, when you say it's the most beautiful spirit that you've ever seen, you feel a slight sensation of Sheba. Just that slight edge of, huh?
You what?
I'll be like, quick, girl. I'll give you a good loving later.
Oh my god.
But, it's the most beautiful fish-like spirit I've ever seen.
But the entity here, it doesn't reject your attempts at communication, but it just seems so focused on what it perceives to be its task. The primary sense that you get as you attempt to open this methodology of communion is that it has to focus on what it's doing.
Okay. Guys, if it stops focusing, something bad might happen.
So maybe it's weary.
Maybe we should help it.
Yeah, what's it trying to accomplish? Great question.
Yes, if only it would stop focusing to talk to me.
I mean, it's singing, right?
Peleus, it can't find its rhythm. It can't find the song that it wants to sing.
I was going to say, Peleus, you do remember that sensation of storm here that seems completely off-kilter.
Yeah, the storm feeling.
Why don't we give it a song to match?
I'll let you start. You're the one that hears the melody.
I mean, my singing to the spirit isn't going to do anything, but try summoning another spirit.
Fine.
Does Nanto or Sheba seem willing to play?
We may have offended Sheba.
We? Question mark?
We?
Yes.
Don't you put that on us.
Well, then, why would you let me speak of such things?
You know, Kakapo did help us defend Willard's domain earlier.
It's Willie.
Willie's domain earlier. Maybe he would help. Maybe he gets him because they have some similar experience now.
Are you sure Kakapo might just be looking for a fight?
Yeah, that's what I'm slightly worried.
He's always looking for fun, but if we need to bring energy, if he needs help, that's the guy to bring.
I'm going to summon Kakapo. Unless Sheba believes that you can beat it in a beauty contest, or believes that you can sing melodiously with it.
Do you remember what, Shiva's domains are?
Oh, healing? No, that wasn't it. It was earth, diplomacy, and communication.
Wow. Crazy.
Sheba! Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
And just like all of us, every spirit that Peleus packs is like, how did I get into this?
Yeah. We all just smile knowingly at her. First time.
Don't worry, Sheba loves me.
So, do you actually summon Sheba?
Yes.
Sheba will actually manifest behind Gawain and Flink, since you're calling it into a place of power.
Yeah.
As Sheba struts in very cat-like and as if they were coming here anyway and they just happened to see Peleus.
Oh, there's my beautiful girl. There she is. Have you come to save me? Ah. I'll give you a nice stroke behind the back of the ear.
As you do so, Sheba will communicate to you in the way that spirits communicate to you.
Alright.
And will instruct you simply to look towards the ley lines.
Ley line.
Yeah, remember those things? Remember how I said spirits or some things? And that was important?
So, new friendo is trying to communicate with ley lines. Sheba, help me out here.
Sheba is just going to stare at you disrespectfully.
Sheba, I know that like most cats, you're the smart one here. And I'm the dumb one. And I know that I am very glorious to be able to have your aid in this.
Hey, Peleus, have you considered maybe examining the ley lines here?
I have. I'm going to do some jazz hands. Like, that was my idea.
Hey, that sounds like ritual arcanism.
Hey, it was!
How
Guess who
perfectly
just bought
timed.
ritual arcanism?
Yeah. Hey, I just figured that one out.
Willpower plus willpower, and it's going to cost you, let's say, 5 MP. This is pretty low stakes. So a 9 is actually good enough for you to comprehend something of what is happening. So Peleus, as you examine the ley line, you note that every time this spirit starts its song, the ley line becomes calm, for want of a better word. Functionally operational. And every time the song falters, the ley line becomes a twisting, roiling mass of storm and violence.
Is this operating a machine? Alright, guys. I will convey that to the group. Maybe if there's something that it's needing to do, we could help it, but I'm not sure how.
Unfortunately, seeing or manipulating ley lines is beyond my capabilities. But if you need anything assassinated, please call me.
Alright, then in that case, I need you to kill this song for me.
I can sing a different song. I don't know if that's going to help.
Well, we might have a look around and use your Afuda book to be able to read all the symbols and stuff around here and see if we can actually find the words to this song.
After Peleus's description of what they observed with the ley line, and Peleus's conclusion about what we need to do with the ley line, I'm confused and squint a little bit, looking at Peleus. When the spirit sings, the line is strong and healthy, and when the song falters, it turns to storm and discord.
Yes.
So if we help it sing better, everything will be fine.
Peleus, to be clear, you think that the ley line is causing the faltering.
I will convey that to the group in the fewest words possible.
Okay.
Frankly, I do not. Again, I can't kill a ley line.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Blink over here.
Please go on.
I'm like, dude, I understand vaguely how this impacts the ecosystem. I see a lot of the before and after, but yeah, talking to the spirit, understanding this part's not for me.
Yeah.
SILEX is the touchy-feely magic guy. I'm the have to say the right words magic guy.
I mean, the right words might help.
The right words definitely.
Do you know the right word? I only know the right words for make my bullets electric, etc. I don't know. What do you think? I know the right words for make the whale sing good? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's why I was wanting us to have a look round and investigate and maybe find some stuff. There might be some evidence as to what it's.
Fine.
Maybe some kind of
Fine.
ley line
Cool.
that
Okay.
goes off
Okay,
somewhere.
let's look for a ley line.
You guys follow the ley
Flink
line,
is
then.
going to try really hard.
I don't know!
So, Peleus,
Yeah.
ley lines are lines, right?
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
just gotta follow the line then.
That's a potential. Like if something bad is happening to the ley line and it's not here, then it could be somewhere along the ley line.
Right.
Because ley lines are like pipes, right?
Yeah.
So if
Magic
someone,
pipes.
yeah, magic pipes. If someone putting bad magic somewhere, it's going to come out somewhere else.
That's the case. Is there something we can do to strengthen Lucifer up?
Wilsifer.
How has his name changed every time?
Well, we've not pacted with him yet.
Peleus is still feeling it out.
You see, I think my issue here is that I'm relying on, as GM, I'm relying on my players to comprehend what I'm trying to communicate without explicitly stating it.
And when we say players, one of us.
Okay, Peleus, you see the ley line? I don't, but you see it, right?
I see it.
Okay, I know intellectually how they work. I can't sense them. Can we follow it? Maybe.
I'm just gonna point my rod out, and my rod will snap into place in the direction that the ley line is going.
Nice.
Okay.
Ley
Walk
line
that way.
compass.
We'll follow your rod.
Yeah. Did I not
Excellent.
mention it could do that, guys?
Like a dowsing rod.
It directs away from the temple.
All right.
It's a dowsing rod.
Dowsing rod for ley lines.
So we're not singing?
At least not yet.
At least not yet. All right, let's follow the ley lines.
Excellent. You remember the temple was on water?
Oh,
it
so
directs
we're
out
not
to
like.
sea.
Okay, so we have to get up, back out, get on the boat, and go flying.
You'll need to stay
It's
on
far.
the water because
To follow
ley
the ley
lines
line,
are
yeah.
close to the ground. They don't
Water
really.
landing.
I mean, luckily you have the equipment for it, so
Yeah.
it's easy enough.
Until the whale will be back.
We'll be right back. We're just gonna find out what's causing this problem.
I don't think we have any way of like helping him, do we? Might like look at Sheba.
In the short term.
Yeah, like
Well, we can't leave any of the spirits here because they're bound to Peleus. We can't
Right,
have
but
them,
I-
like,
she could
babysit.
do something because she's also like the healer or whatever. And now she could amp him up. I don't know.
Sheba will shake their head when Gawain asks and inquires this.
I know you would if you could. All right, Wilbur, we'll be back.
Gonna follow that ley line.
So, you will travel easterly. Not even particularly far, perhaps only maybe 12 to 18 hours. Not even a full day's journey at good speed. Because your vessel is quite fast with all of the upgrades it's got.
Woo.
And you will come across a small isle, almost directly in the path of this ley line. And as you come up to it, you note, most importantly, the billowing pyres of industry.
Okay.
Is anyone supposed to be here?
So this entire area is filled with like hundreds of like micro islands, which essentially this is. It's not marked as a port on the maps or as a rest point, but there's many places that aren't marked on such maps in the shallow seas.
Sure, but if it was this industrious, like, or
Yeah.
maybe I misunderstood. It's sounds like it's something that should be on a map, but isn't.
Yes, potentially.
That's in curiosity.
Yes.
That's piquing Gawain's interest for sure.
So that's
like,
my point. It's a small island with the billowing pyres of industry upon it. You can see
What they
a
do in here.
smokestack or two, and it's not on a map. You're not familiar with it. It's not on your charts, which are relatively recent, which suggests perhaps that there is maybe some intentionality about not making this the most publicly aware location.
they're either pirates or they'll be disavowed by whoever they belong to. We can do whatever we want. High fives, guys. Let's go.
Yeah. Now this is something I can assassinate.
Yeah.
To be clear,
Well,
it is a
assassinate,
very
I mean-
small island relative to like Twerkle's turtle and such. Hence why it isn't marked with any green on the map. the kind of place you could walk across in a day.
All right.
It is, or at least at some point was, fairly heavily, I'd say forested, but, you know, with island vegetation. However, a lot of it has been clear cut as you come into the locale.
Interesting. I mean, do you guys want to just go in the front door, like get off the boat and just go? See what's there? Like, we're just looking, right?
Yeah.
Looking. No, we're going to plunder that island.
We'll likely get accosted, but we got to figure out what's wrong here anyway.
Either that or, you know, something we can fix. So let's go find out. Let's try and be nice.
Okay. In that case, I suggest that we let Flink do the talking.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, nice.
That's
I don't like the way
Flink
you
is
said
the
that.
most likely to avoid a fight. So I think that's a good call.
Flink and SILEX. But SILEX has recently had a trauma, and so therefore Flink's up.
And I can't hit a thing right now, so I'm not going to fight anybody.
Right, you're a coward. That's why you're in charge of diplomacy.
Don't say it like that. You're hurting my feelings.
Right, it's okay. You're our cowardly lion. See, when you do roar, it's terrifying.
Oh,
So, you essentially go in, quote unquote, through the front door. There is a clear dock location, although it is very tight fit, as it were. This is a very narrow dock. Not something that's designed with the intention of being like a big open space. Very compact, relatively speaking.
Are there any, like, dock officials? Are there any workers milling about, or is it, like, empty?
There are people going in and around and about the place. This does seem to be a location of industry and port work, although there is only one other vessel in the dock at the moment. It seems like it's very industrial. As you come in, there are a number of people just kind of looking confused at your vessel coming in.
I'm just gonna wave to them off the side of the vessel like I'm the queen.
do it like Peleus does. Act like you are meant to be here.
Yep. Hello, everybody. In that case, let's park ourselves down somewhere, and then
I like the idea that we're all clown carring into the ship. That we're all as tall as it.
I mean, the ship's over there somewhere. It's symbolic, okay?
I know, it's
Oh.
just, it's very funny.
I liked the idea of the ship's swag pulling up into their port and being like, "Hey, boys, what's going on
I
here?"
mean, hey, you know what? Hold on. We can make it work.
I was in for it. I was like, "Yeah, this is big swag."
There we go, okay? It doesn't look
like I
quite
said,
as comically sized now.
we give Silas a gun, or his gun. Obviously, put him on the tower, like up on the roost. Like, yeah, leave the ship alone.
we'll put Barbara somewhere around the deck.
Well, Barbara's. You see, if the ship needs to move, it needs Barbara and Barrett.
There's a reason why you need extra crew. It's so that they can actually fly the ship and whatnot.
Yeah, we would like to have more people.
Okay, so as you start disembarking, you will be approached by one of the thickest gentlemen that you've ever seen, carrying a wrench, who will essentially stride up to the party and go, "What are you here for?"
The usual.
They'll furrow their brow.
Peleus, what did we just say? We just said Flink was in charge.
Okay, yeah. Talk to him.
My name is Flink. I come here with my investigation crew because I was notified about some issues on the island.
The person there is going to very distinctly furrow their brow and then offer a hand out to you to shake.
Gonna hesitate for a moment, but I'll take his hand.
He will shake your hand and say, "I'm Manos." And this hand is huge. Like they're literally the size of your head. This guy is absolutely massive. Massive enough that like SILEX looks kind of like a normal guy relative to him. What kind of report have you got?
There seems to be a disturbance in the ley lines. People are onto something.
Oh, well, everything's regulation here. So I don't see why there would be an issue.
Yeah, I can see that. You wouldn't mind us snooping around for a bit. I don't assume we are finding anything, but just in case.
Well, it's dangerous to go around on an industrial site. You could get injured. So no, we would mind. You can't go walk around here.
Well, you could come with us. It's okay, we've got to stick the points to the problem.
The person there is just gonna like twist their head. I'm sorry, who are you again?
Well, if you can't tell,
He's Peleus.
I am another investigator.
Of course you are. He's responsible for the more unidentifiable problems.
Yeah, I identify the unidentifiable. And then they translate what the hell I'm talking to everybody else.
He's gonna narrow his eyes once again and say, "Way here."
You're welcome.
All right, while he's away, Gawain, what do you think of this? Am I getting us killed?
I think next time we might get SILEX to do some talking.
I think you're doing fine.
Yeah, I think this is fine. We have been in far worse diplomatic situations.
After what seems like a slightly disrespectful amount of time, not like a truly disrespectful amount of time, but like just enough that you're like, are they just are they just fucking with us at this point?
The second I get the inclination they might be fucking with us, we're playing cards.
You just start to pull out your card deck as Manos returns with this gentleman.
Ooh, he's cute.
Hello, Fionn.
So, Gawain, you'd actually recognize this outfit. They are essentially what Telgard would accept as an engineer. The engineer of the, like, Magitech variety.
Okay.
You immediately recognize these outfits because you've seen people in this kind of outfit around Silas, specifically.
Right.
You do, however, notice that there is a slight tremor across their body. Just that very, very minor one.
Okay.
They look like they're a bit older than you guys, significantly older, actually. Whereas you guys are like JRPG protagonist age, this person is very much definitely a man.
Okay.
Fionn, I haven't decided how to pronounce the name. Fionn. Let's go with Fionn. Fionn approaches and says, "Greetings, I understand that you are here about a problem. What kind of problem?"
As I explained to Manus over there seems to be a problem with one of the ley lines. I don't suspect you have a specialist, so we were reported. We have had a report to come here and investigate whether this is an actual problem or just rumors spreading around that there is something off around these lands.
Fionn is going to stare at Flink and then say, "I think you'll find that there is actually no problem here. It is well under control. We are simply experimenting with a new technology in order to make more efficient arc reactors. Thank you. Your services will be unnecessary here."
Ah, so that's what's happening. I get it now. Ah, this makes so much more sense. Ah, I've just had a brainwave.
Wonderful. Well, if you could make your way onto your vessel to depart while you have that brainwave, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Have a wonderful day. I'm glad to have seen you. I'm glad to have seen you. Please, if you would leave.
No, actually, as a person within the facility that you are in, and as a person with the engineering knowledge that you would have, and clearly as somebody uneducated in what a Fenrir is, we will have to perform our job, since you are about to destroy the planet.
Okay.
So
I'm just going to come in past you. Thank you very much.
Fionn will go to put a hand. Stop fucking off! God damn it! Stop moving! Fionn will go to put a hand on you, and you will immediately brush past. Fionn is far weaker than even you. However, Manos will immediately stand in your way after seeing that gesture.
SILEX, Gawain. I think it's her time.
I'm sorry.
Oh, why can't it just be peaceful one time?
Why couldn't we be like, hey, you're really messing with the ley lines and it's killing one of your spirits and it's fucking with all your weather? And then they're like, oh, we're sorry, we won't do that anymore. And instead they're like, we're going to be buttholes and now I have to beat you up.
Okay. I'm going to tell you the stakes here. There will be a literal storm coming here that will kill everybody on the island if you continue fucking with the thing that you are currently doing. We could just try and pull that Fionn away. If I'm much stronger than him, I'm just going to try and pull him towards our stuff. Get him away from that Manos.
Okay, so you reach out to grab Fionn, and you are readily able to physically overpower him. It is like pulling around an 80-year-old man.
I'm just going to pull him around as if we're old buddies.
As you start to pull him away, Fionn is going to start trying to push back. Manos will see this. Stop.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I didn't realize you were spoken for.
Oh my god.
This is not a thing.
Why do I have to deal with all this bullshit?
All right, so anyway,
Peleus, be gentle with him. He doesn't seem okay.
For real though, we're not necessarily telling you guys you have to shut down, but whatever you're doing needs to be modified so that you don't disrupt this spirit. It's going to be a huge problem for you and everyone else.
Fine, very well. We'll make the modifications now. If you would please leave.
No.
We'll have to see and show you what's going off. Either that, or we could actually introduce you to Willie.
I have no interest in seeing your genitalia. Please.
It's a
gestures towards the vessel. I don't care how large it is.
Oh, why would he have to get this? Is a confusion.
We need to see the exact source of the disturbance before we go. Dick measuring aside.
I think we're just going to have to walk past them.
I pick up Peleus and place him behind me for the moment, and I get a look at Fionn. Does his shaking seem like he's worried? Is he nervous? Or is he just sickly?
Roll me insight plus insight.
Oh! Let's go.
With a 13, the way his trembles reminds you very strongly of the way Minerva Tass does when she's trying to stand.
Oh. Fionn? Are you in over your head? Would you like us to help? We can help with this. This is what we do.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Would you please leave? I barely even know who you are.
Fionn, you don't shake like that unless you've had problematic magical exposure. It doesn't happen if things are going according to plan.
My disabilities are no concern of yours. I am perfectly able to work as my job.
All right. I don't think we're getting much of anywhere with this.
Peleus, just wait.
I'm going to stand in a corner.
Peleus trying to leave the scene again.
I'm not trying to leave the scene. I really feel like the stuff that I say makes things worse, and I can't stop saying.
We need to confirm the source of the disturbance at a minimum, at a bare minimum. Okay, so
we don't want to be a trouble to you. We want to help if this is a problem. But if you're going to stop us from helping the local spirit and protecting everyone here, then we're going to have to go through you to solve the problem. Let us help you.
You can see Fionn is clearly thinking something through. And then they say, we'll talk tomorrow. For now, if you stay on your vessel, we hopefully won't run into issues.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable amount of time to call your support and try and get more of an army ready together to get people sorted out. Oh no, I'm speaking to myself.
It's fine. We'll be back in the morning.
What do you guys think? Flink?
Yeah. Yeah, back in the morning. Yeah.
Fionn will turn and go to depart. Manos will stand watching the group for a little while until you start making the way towards the vessel, I presume. At which point he will, in turn, depart. There are people around the area, though, so bear that in mind.
All right. We'll
Well-
loudly comment as we go past. I didn't know they were a thing.
While we're on the way back to the ship, I'm going to tell the party, I'll see you guys later then.
Okay.
I kind of figured.
I'm gonna give Flink a big ol' wink.
Okay, so Flink, you want to stealthily track these people, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him my flare gun. Like the actual
Oh.
flares, since I can just always use my gun.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then we'll go back to the ship.
Okay, Flink, you have the flare gun equipment. I assume you want to stealthily. Do you want to follow them, or do you? What is your objective?
No, I'm just going to probably wait for a couple of hours, maybe until work shift is done and night falls.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make my way around, because whatever they are doing is probably going to produce enough light to find even in the dark of night.
It's a man
So-
with a plan.
You wait until night falls. The party is presumably on the boat.
That is cute.
Taking a good old schlep.
So Flink, give me to stealthily enter and not get caught. So can you give me a dexterity plus insight check?
Oh, I can, and I will.
Oh, it's a
Beautiful.
15.
Oh my god.
You move like a shadow in the night.
Yes.
It's what I do.
You're able to readily explore this industrial cove with ease. Your initial investigations, it seems to be a very incredibly pragmatic location. It is the industrial import-export location, employee housing, and like the not too much else, all in all.
Mhm.
There are some warehouses, and there's clearly some more important buildings towards the kind of center point of all of this. There's probably a grand total of like a 20 to 30 minute walk could get you to cover most of the location. It is not very big overall. The size of the actual location is like large industrial park. Most of it is relatively unsecured and contains predominantly just the articles of industry mostly manufacturing of the industrial things to build more of the industrial things. So actually just building itself out. But there's also seems to be some manufacturing for ship parts and similar in the immediate area that you can like readily identify from how things are labeled. However, as said, there is that more secure area that would require more effort to get into. It seems to be deliberately walled off and contained.
Well, if I can't find anything that points towards an arc generator or any kind of that technology, then it's probably in there and not in the storeroom. So we're going to have a look.
Excellent. Okay, so the more secure area does present an increased risk. You do essentially need to break into the area, as opposed to like the area that you were dealing with previously, where you mostly just needed to like navigate effectively.
Yeah, stay hidden.
Whereas the more secure area, you do actually need to break into something. So what are you using a specific methodology to break in?
I would probably check out the roof if it has one for
Okay.
any weak points, because there are probably no guards on the roof. Or if so, I would scout them out first.
You make your way over this roof area of this more secured building. And as you kind of get up on top of it from the nearby area using your deadly ninja skills, which you demonstrate with some frequency, you do notice that the very center of this building, it's actually like an open cylindrical core. Maybe like a funnel or something even. You can see that from like all the way across the roof.
Oh, so I can look inside.
Potentially. As you get closer, you realize, well, first off, you can hear what sounds like electricity arcing. And as you get closer, you can kind of feel the air movement pushing up in a cylinder, as though there's something really hot underneath that cylindrical gap, just pushing up air. If you want to approach closer, you can, but it might be dangerous if you want to get a good look at what's down there.
Fuck it. We are looking.
Okay. You approach more fully, and as you do, you see down here, first off, the most important thing in the scene, this central element looks like a very, I would say, miniaturized form of an arc siphon. It is discharging energy and coils and whatnot. There's a huge amount of heat coming from it as it's venting this steam upwards. You see also around the edges of it, Fionn is desperately working on something. It's unclear what. It's some kind of magical situation. They are standing inside of a magical circle as they perform some kind of actions here. You presume in maintenance of this thing or trying to make it operational.
Well, I'm not an expert on this field, but I think this might not be how siphoning should look like. Seems a little unruly.
It does
Maybe
not
even
seem
dangerous.
fully in control. No. In fact, you get a fairly good idea that it's not fully in control, as you have to dodge a lightning bolt.
Oh, perfect.
Roll me Dex plus Dex as a lightning bolt attempts to eviscerate you discharging from this location.
Oh,
14, you are able to evade as the hairs on the back of your neck just start to perk up. Your training on all the airships you've been on, when you feel your hair start to stand on end, you're like, oh, I'm about to be discharged into, and you hit the ground quickly as a burst just strikes out next to you. It would probably be dangerous to stay here much longer.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave for the ship. Quietly, but with some urgency.
You make your way back to the ship. You are unimpeded, having the knowledge of where you need to go.
All right, team. We need to move out now. I don't think we should wait for a catastrophe to happen, but it doesn't look like it's. Unsurprisingly, this situation is not okay. He might be doing his best. The fella, I forgot his name already. Sorry.
Fionn.
But he's clearly not in control. So.
Let's get over there then. You don't have to tell me twice. Maybe thrice, but never twice.
if you think that's amazing. If you think it's that critical, then it's time to go.
Okay, so you're just breaking down the doors? Is that?
Yep.
Is that okay?
I would throw hands, break down doors.
I trust his judgment on this.
As it's night, you can mostly get there unimpeded up until the security of it, the door itself. Essentially, I imagine you just kick the front door in, right?
Yeah.
SILEX, this is not an issue for you. You are able to immediately boot this door, and this is not a problem for you. And as you get there, or as you boot this door in, it seems that, like, in a very nearby room, Manos was working on something, and immediately turns to you, having kicked in the door, and moves to get in front of you, a huge wrench in his hands. Hey, stop! Don't go anywhere! Manos trying to impede you to getting to Fionn, who is currently working on, or currently trying to do something over here.
All right, if the situation's like this, SILEX, this might be yours. Keeping occupied while players and maybe Gawain works on whatever Fionn is trying to get under control.
I mean, I do what I have to do. I'm gonna square up with Manos, but
just keep him away.
Wait, does this look under control to you? We need to stop this now. Hopefully he doesn't try to fight us, but, you know, if it has to.
Hey guys, remember that time that we killed a god? Look at this.
Good times.
Manos will hold the wrench to bar your way and essentially threaten you physically and say, "Don't understand. We need this."
You need what? To destabilize the ecosystem and risk the death of everyone for what?
It's not. Look, it's. He's gonna look at Fionn and then look back and say, "I can't. You just need to know that we need this. Now go away, or I will hurt you."
Unfortunately,
Put the words right out of our mouths.
Manos, I want to have a good communication with you. You don't know, but I will let you know now. I am the summoner. I speak to the spirits. The spirits be dying. Things be going very, very wrong, and your arc reactor is causing it. You may need it, but unless you need it more than the world needs dying, I don't think we can do anything.
If he's not going to back down, I motion for you three. Go on ahead. I'll handle him.
As you start to, I'm assuming the party, apart from SILEX, moves towards Fionn.
Sure.
I'm going to stick around. I'm not going to be very helpful with Fionn, other than if they need somebody to restrict Fionn.
No, I'll do that.
Okay. So Gawain is, I presume, heading towards Fionn?
Yeah, gotta keep Peleus safe.
Like, you don't need to restrict him. He's probably doing something good. Or trying to.
Manos will immediately swing at both of you.
Ah! What do you think you're doing with that thing? You hurt somebody.
Believe combat's starting.
This will be a made against Gawain to determine whether it hits, though it isn't going to immediately do damage. So it was a 10 against your AC. Okay. So it misses you slightly as he this was clearly mildly restrained attack. It would have hurt if it hit you though, but it wouldn't have injured you. Like getting slapped in the face.
Yeah. Just by a big dude with a metal stick.
Yeah. He was clearly intending to dissuade you from approaching further and will physically attack you if you do try to proceed further.
Manos, don't do it.
Look, Peleus you clearly need Peleus's help at a minimum. And if you try to stop him from doing that, I will get in your way.
Manos is not backing down.
All right, well then.
Shields out.
Time to fuck 'em up, boys.
Play the battle music. Everyone change into your battle costumes, pull out your equipment, etc.
Have the screen go whoosh as it whooshes and twists.
Yep. We full JRPG here, baby.
All right, party actions.
Condemn!
Poor guy.
Start off with a double condemn using my repetitive
Repetition.
repetition. I will target both of them.
So one each.
What if we didn't fuck with Theon, though?
Yeah, what if we just let him be?
It looks like he could be a magic person.
Yeah, but he's not going to be fighting us.
Yeah, as long as he's not attacking us, let him be. I mean, I would personally condemn his actions as well, but...
Yes, but if you take away his magic, it might blow up.
I think right now he's using mana for good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, he's in the initiative order. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fair.
All right, I am going to condemn both of them.
Okay,
All right.
one each. Which one's the first target?
The first target will be Manos.
What status are you inflicting?
Shaken.
Excellent.
Holy
He's fine.
He's
Well,
fine.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't know any guilt.
He also gains an opportunity.
Oh, you also get opportunities on checks? I didn't know that. That's awesome. That means the art cascade isn't going to immediately fail. Kill us all.
I mean, yeah, probably, unless, he wants to hide what's happening, and that would be advantageous if it all burnt up. Anyway.
Oh no.
Not really a bad thing for us, though, as long as it's gone.
I mean, we're standing next to it. It'd be pretty bad for us.
Well, yeah, we can get off the island and then destroy it, but either way, as long as it's destroyed.
Guys, we're JRPG heroes. We could survive an explosion.
I don't feel like this should be the approach.
Unless it's in a cutscene, in which case you are so screwed.
Most of the party, one will survive.
No, see
Flink
what
will
happens
always
is everyone will
survive.
think we're dead if there's an explosion.
Manos is going to attempt to percussively maintain Peleus.
Well, no worries about that. He attempted.
He attempted. SILEX protects.
Manos is a fool. He doesn't know how much maintenance it takes to maintain Peleus.
I'll go next, and I will, after blocking his attack, return it in kind. Holy.
Okay, so SILEX has acted, having smacked Manos in the face. This battle of two brutes of big fat flesh smacking into each other.
Nothing fat about us.
Half of chat's like, what if they kissed?
What if they kissed? Exactly. Okay, so Fion's going to take their action, and they are going to use barrier on themselves and Manos. This is going to set their defense to 12 for the scene.
Cute mage armor. So we're doing this?
Yeah. They've left us no choice.
Oh, I didn't mean to click that.
Well,
We'll just target Manus. Actually, I want to target Theon with my single target.
Excellent.
I was going to use the other gun, and I fucked it up. Oh, well.
we'll do it later.
Yeah, it's fine.
You do, in fact, hit them. I'm shocked.
I'm shocked that 16 beats
I'm
the
shocked that 12
that
defense
I know,
wasn't enough.
Yeah, that I know he has because you cast the spell.
I'm shocked. I'm just so shocked. I'm just shocked 24/7. Okay, Fionn is going to
He went twice. He's a villain.
champion.
That's a term I didn't know.
We're learning things.
So there's elites, which are just big, strong guys. And then there's champions, which get extra initiatives.
You know, now that you're saying this, I kind of remember that page.
Flink, enjoy.
Oh boy.
Wow.
That's a ranged attack, which means it's finally time. It's been so long.
Get him.
It's
Hit him
time
with
for
it.
my Ninpo Hiki no Yaiba Jutsu.
Using your enhanced masteries again with the Ofuda, you actually use the Ofuda to block it. The icicle spear does nothing. Flink, what's your action?
We have properly menaced them on the first round.
Won't get away with this. I'm going to try to hinder Manus. I want to shoot some tiny little darts into his hands to weaken him.
Okay, that seems reasonable. That's going to be Dex Int because that seems appropriate to your ability.
Yep.
That is ineffective. It does not apply the status. SILEX.
Yes.
Fiona is going to attempt to impale you with an ice spike.
Yes, sir.
And is also going to add +4 to this to account for the advantage that they're taking advantage of.
No. He's gonna hit me.
How in the...
Oh. He missed! Let's go! The one time lag rolled suboptimally, so even the +4 doesn't help.
How in the actual fuck?
I mean, that would have missed me too.
Good, nice, good.
Shatter it with my shield.
Good.
We hurt him. We
High
really
actions.
do.
I'd like to think that emotionally damaged him.
This is a new round, yeah?
New round, yes.
Somebody else go. I don't need to yet.
Condemn!
There's one.
Target is Fionn, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Easy.
I don't think you need to take away Manos' mana.
They rolled a 7 and a 10. That's minus 80 MP for the guy. By the gods.
All right, Mr. Mage, no more casting for you.
That's vile. That's vile. You understand that that's vile, right?
Yes.
Nice. Okay,
She
good.
loves
Good.
it.
Good. No, good. And you also wanted to inflict shaken or dazed.
Well, given that I'm attacking him twice with condemned.
Oh. Yeah.
Right. It's both.
That's very upsetting from my perspective. Stop hurting my mages. Manos is going to attempt to smack Peleus.
I deserve it.
You frickin' do.
Well, despite him hitting with a 9, he will be attempting once again.
Nice. Manos is rapidly deflected on the now obsidian shields of Silex. Flint, go in, Silex, what are you up to?
And I'm gonna counterpunch him again. And this time this should work. Still be targeting him. Beautiful.
Oh boy, it does. You deliver 22 damage to Manos. A smashing blow. There is the wet smack of the impact slapping wet concrete as you hit him.
I love the clang of the wrench against my shield slam into gut.
Exactly. All right, so Fionn is going to... I can't believe you screwed me up this many stats. Let's go with Gawain, Icicle Spear.
Womp womp.
He's a champion.
No, that's a cantrip, baby.
Yeah, Icicle Spear is a ranged attack that has come about through huge amounts of training, obviously. Party actions, flank Gawain.
Sure. It's time. I'm going to casually walk over to Fionn. Hey, you know what? I haven't hit a target in so long. I like fighting against weak people.
Jesus.
I miss. Twice. It's continuing. Help me.
Nice.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, God.
Fiona's going to use divination. Gawain, action.
Pew pew.
Ooh, that's cool.
You indeed.
Ooh.
You need to
Very
use an
pretty.
action to change your equipment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, like changing equipment is like a whole thing because you can also change your accessory at the same time, which can be quite important.
Okay. All right, cool, no problem. We'll just shoot him. Okay.
You just wanted to do more damage.
Yeah, if you're gonna make me shoot one target, I am gonna do more damage. You can always cast multi, like barrage, like that's on me, you know.
He's just being greedy with his mana.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, as recompense, Gawain, please enjoy Icicle Spear. Never mind.
I will.
Never mind. All right, party actions. New turn.
I am seriously considering that Condemn might not be.
The course of action anymore? Probably not.
That's up to you.
It might be spirit time.
I don't have enough magic for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, does it take 30?
Yeah. Just bonk. When in doubt, just bonk, you know. It's okay.
We're gonna try to bonk Fionk.
Bonk Fionk.
It's been a while since Peleus has bonked anything.
You only get to bonk one. I mean, you miss across the board, but still.
But yeah, it was only Fionk.
Cool. I mean, you miss both, so it's neutral either way.
Okay.
Which means Manos is going. God, I hate that you ate all of his MP instantly. This is vile. This is disgusting.
You knew this about our party.
He knows it, he just doesn't want it to happen.
These guys were prepared like 6 sessions ago. That's why none of them had animations and I had to like randomly add them. Flink, Manos is going to swing for the back of your head.
God damn it, I can't.
You're
Thank
fine. I catch the wrench.
So Manos goes to swing for the back of his head and Sai just smacks it out the way.
And it's my turn, so I can reset protect. Hey, Manos. Ah, we missed that one.
A rare miss.
It was time.
Fionn is going to... They are going to attempt to iceberg SILEX.
Darn. That +4 is nasty.
He's a strong mage.
Alright, so I take 25 damage.
Party actions, Flink, Gawain.
All right. What do I roll for an unarmed attack?
Fists is insight plus might.
Do I need a weapon for that? Or
I've added an
how-
unarmed strike to your equipment.
Unarmed strike. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to try to strike Fionn.
Slap him
Going
across the
close
face.
up. Slap him. It's gonna work. No! I can't hit him! It's impossible!
Oh dear. To be fair, he does have aura up right now, so his defenses are quite good.
All
Which does lost the
right.
scene. Had he not had that, that would have been a hit.
Won't make me feel better.
I know. But since you have tried to hit him, let's see if this makes you feel better. Please enjoy an icicle sphere.
Well, I enjoyed that at least, because I can interact with that, and that is not a roll. Deflected.
Oh, you zero it out. It does no damage. Nice,
I
Gawain.
have so much value right now.
You basically slam the Ofuda on his head and deny the attack. Gawain misses. Incredible.
This was a tough round for everyone.
Genuine. This is a moment in time, which means it's Fionn's action, and they are going to.
Guys, this never happens.
I
Is this
know.
Is this what you feel like every turn, Flink?
No, worse.
Worse, he attacks multiple times.
Exactly.
Peleus, please enjoy.
I do not have enough mana anymore.
That's fine. I can eat this. I will tack it to the chin.
Okay.
I believe it's new round.
Party actions.
SILEX is still doing okay. Thinking about encouraging him, but I think he's alright. I think I might save that till later. I'm just gonna bonk Fionn again. Ah!
Oh, this is not going well for anyone.
I'm gonna summon in a minute.
I can't wait. Manos is going to attempt to smack Silex with percussive maintenance.
He tried.
He tried. He did really well, honestly. Like, this is a very good roll. It's just, you're just better. Just built different, you know?
I'm going to hold on my action because I haven't proc protect yet.
All right, then
Someone else
I'll go because I have a good throwaway.
Hell yeah. Doing 16 damage to Fionn, who is... He's looking a little bit beat up at this point. He's looking unstable on his feet.
Is that a crisis?
Not a crisis.
Okay.
He started more unstable than the average person, is all, right?
That's fair. Okay.
Okay, so Fionn is gonna attempt to return the favor, going Icicle Spear. That's a miss.
No.
I will actually use this just for the sake of getting my damage off. I will protect to intercept the miss and boost my bonus damage. I know you're good. I'm doing this for me.
I'm just laughing.
And then I will, yeah, I'll just turn around and hit Manos. There we go.
Fionn uses the divination, triggers it, re-roll that.
Okay, let me turn that
Divination
back on.
can force a creature that he sees that makes a check to re-roll it. And he can do that up to twice before it's expended.
Get him again!
It was a good move. He saved 1 damage.
It was good. It was good. No, that was smart of me. That was the smart play. Very efficient. Yeah. Nice. No, I feel good about that. I feel good that I've invested effectively. I mean, technically, I still have one more potential reroll that I could force. You know, it's not the end of the world. Still imminently frustrating, though. Flake, how do you feel about icebergs?
It's all I'm good for right now. Oh, that does hurt.
That
Ow.
one I will take for you. I will accept that damage.
Then Fionn takes 20 hit points of damage to pay for that.
Oh.
Flink, it's your action.
Yeah. Desperate times call for desperate actions. I'm going to step away and do something that can't fail. I'm going to throw a grenade at him.
Nice. How dare.
Some might consider it's not being smart to throw a grenade in this place right now. But Flink doesn't care anymore.
I'm really sorry. I am so sorry. I feel like such a terrible human for this. He's resistant to fire damage.
No! I thought it would be effective. No!
Still 7 more damage than you
Right,
did.
right. I need to.
I'm so
think
sorry.
Like that.
It's because he's an ice mage.
Yeah, I thought it would be effective because he's an ice mage. No.
Because the ice is cooling. That's why he's here, because
It's not
hot
Pokemon
here.
Fire Ice.
No, yeah, there's no water element. Shit.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. He's learned a valuable lesson today.
Yeah, Flink is only learning lessons lately.
Okay.
Learning's expensive.
Fionn is going to target Peleus.
Ouch.
Do our
What
crisis
time?
symbols show up on stream? Because I don't see them.
No, they're not quite working there, but they can see your HPs. They know how close it is. They know Peleus is fucked right now.
Hey, my HP is almost the same.
That's terrifying.
I ate 2 big icebergs.
Party actions.
If we are on new round, Peleus, please Help!
I am going to invoke Reptar and encourage myself and Silex.
Encourage specifically says another creature because you're communicating with them. I don't think you can encourage yourself.
Oh no! In that case, it would be Silex and Flink.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
I am at full HP, but I need encouragement in these trying times.
In that case, just double target Silex, right?
I will double
that
target
would probably.
Silex.
Hey, Silex, which 2 stats do you want buffed?
I'll buff my might, and I will buff my insight. Yeah, because that's the magic defense. Tired of getting smacked.
And on the bright side, he'll be so knowledgeable that he'll be able to teach others at some point. It's true. It's true. Okay, that was Peleus's action. Fionn is going to target Flink with... He hasn't actually got that much to work with. Icicle Spear, which misses.
Nice.
Deserve that one.
He's learning from you, Flink.
Good.
You're a bad influence.
I am.
I'm gonna go ahead and punch Manos.
Hell yeah. Manus is so much thicker than I expected him to be.
Wow.
Jeez.
It's
rough, buddy.
We rolled a 2. We rolled a double 2. It happens.
Manus is going to use Grit.
Grit. It's new.
It is new. Party actions, Flink, go in.
I would like to be useful and hop over to Peleus and play nurse.
Excellent.
Feed him the remedy. There you go. That's the
Excellent.
wrong target, but you go ahead and heal yourself.
Arigato.
Silex, Icicle Spear.
Oh, I lost my insight buff. I take damage.
Why would you lose your insight buff?
Didn't it wear off when I took my turn?
No, it wears off when Peleus takes that turn.
Oh! Never mind.
Gawain, you're up.
All right. Boring turn. Damn.
Gawain misses. Fionn is going to use Iceberg on Silex.
Yes. Very good.
And miss. Taking 20 damage on the process. Fionn is now in crisis. The Arc Cascade meter has started counting.
I'll go ahead and go while I still have my stats. I will cast Elemental Weapon, so I will hit myself with this. Take my 10 mana cost. Oh boy. Oh baby! That will be dealing earth damage.
Was that actually... It doesn't look like it was delivered.
And also the damage didn't change.
I'll just click it twice then.
But the 1 damage.
I have manually edited it to append the 1 damage just for you, okay? Are we content with this? Are we good? Are we happy? Also, you have an opportunity. What would you like to do with that opportunity?
I would like to roll back the Arc Cascade.
By what means are you doing this?
How am I doing this? Can I, after I finish the impact with him, carry my shield into the ground and cause a wave of earth to pass into the machine and try to cover it, try to patch up a hole where electricity is pouring from?
Excellent. You're trying to just patch up random holes in the incredibly sensitive equipment? No, not all that. So you do reduce it by 2 segments, but there's only 1 segment on the board, so it's reduced to 0.
I might as well just do that, yeah.
Manos, having been just smacked in the face, will take his action, thus losing resistance, and will attempt to beat Silex in the face and miss. Excellent. Nice.
I would like to go before Peleus.
Okay.
It's time for you to drink more of the good stuff.
That's a P, baby!
I forgot to take the AP earlier.
He feels the power.
I have the power.
Excellent. It's Fionn's action then. Fionn is going to target Gawain with Icicle Sphere. And miss. Oh my god, why is he, like, he smacks Flink in the face disrespectfully, but misses everyone else.
He hit me a lot.
Party actions.
He hung out with me for too long. Like, for
All
two
right,
turns.
Gawain, go next. Let Peleus go last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
hit,
Take
solid
that,
damage.
yeah.
Peleus, how do you feel about icebergs?
Right. I'll be alright with it.
Oh, you will be as
See?
well.
Missed. That's insane.
I'm like, you have to try hard to miss.
Fionn is looking very unsteady right now.
Once again, I'm in a situation where the turn order has left me where I'm actually going to protect the miss just so I can trigger my thing.
Okay, understandable. Peleus, it's your action.
Alright, in that case, I am gonna summon, and I think I'm gonna summon Kakapoo. That takes up 30 of my MP then. Alright. Unfortunately, I cannot kill you this turn, but next turn.
Party actions. You can now kill him if you want to.
Let me smack first, and then you can do whatever you want with them.
I'll let you smack him first.
Oh, geez, you're just pummeling this guy.
It was my job.
Manos is now in crisis, as you have just repeatedly just beat him like a drum.
Manos, stop! Look at the machine!
Manos is going to return the favor as you tell him to look at the machine. He is now somewhat punch drunk, and he is going to miss. His attention diverted as the machine is not looking in great condition. Peleus, I assume it's your action?
Yep. My attempt is to knock Fionn out.
Excellent. Yeah, you just deliver 20 bolt damage.
Yeah.
That was a cool animation.
Fionn is even less good condition. They are swaying, and the powers of the magical circle around them are basically divesting themselves as he stares you down, barely conscious.
Stop. We don't want to have to drag your bodies onto the boat. We might leave them by accident.
Fionn is going to respond with, "You don't understand. We need..." They are barely conscious as they attempt to Icicle Sphere's Flink. It looks like they're originally targeting Peleus, but their swaying just splays it into Flink's direction instead.
50. Ah, that's too much. Just a bit too much. But finally, I am useful.
Flink, Gawain, actions.
Oh, yeah. It's time. We're here to put an end to this.
Yes,
To your
cascade moves
machinations.
increases. This place is so clearly unstable at this point. Fionn is barely holding it together while trying to maintain fighting with you guys and not letting this thing destabilize.
Guys, I'm starting to feel bad. Maybe we could knock him over our shoulder and run out of this place.
No, we need to stop the cascade.
Yeah, we want to shut down this machine, not let it explode.
Yes.
Apologies for my brutally misunderstanding how technology works.
Look, just get rid of him, and then you and I can work on trying to keep this from...
Yeah.
Fionn is going to use Aura on 2 targets, and will then collapse to one knee, panting heavily, though still apparently trying to do something in this fight.
All right, is that a new round?
No, I get to throw one Ifuda.
Perfect.
One Afuda.
And this one,
Let's see it hit.
I'm not even going to say anything anymore. All right. As expected.
As expected. I mean, if it's any consolation, I think that would have hit. had he not had
Yeah.
the additional defensive buffs.
Yeah.
It's extra rough.
They are
not?
actually quite tanky.
Okay. Fiona's not going to take his last action of the turn. Party actions.
Oh. We can take actions to roll back the clock. I don't need to keep fighting. I'm going to push past Manus. Help me stop this thing! And I run over to try and do what I can with Earth. Can I actually use ritual elementalism to start shelling this thing?
You want to use some ritual elementalism? It'll cost you MP, but I'm going to say it's small scale. This is going to be like rapid repair work, essentially, to try and stabilize it. Let's say it costs 20 MP. It's going to be you're in combat, difficulty 12, and insight plus willpower. So give me an insight plus willpower roll check against difficulty 12. And to be clear, though, because this ritual elementalism, failure is costly.
And if it's difficulty 12, my average is pretty poor.
You could fuck up and blow this entire place up. That's if you roll bad enough.
Maybe this isn't a good idea.
I mean, I can help you, right?
Yeah, and I do have a Fabula point as insurance, but my willpower being D6 scares me.
Good luck.
Well, I guess I'm kind of committed to it. This is what I would try to do here. Surely nothing will go wrong.
That's 10. Do you have maybe a bond you could pull on?
I should. Let's invoke my bond with Flink to try, since he is the closest to the reactor and has thrown himself on the line, eaten multiple spells alongside me to protect him from this, which is definitely going to explode and kill us all if we're not able to stop it.
Excellent.
And that will increase that by...
You get the +2 for the success. So, you essentially use your powers of Earthmed to draw up the cascading energy from beneath and provide grounding rods for so much of the arc siphon. And in doing so, you essentially start grounding out large parts of the system, and you can feel a decided deceleration in what this thing is doing. Like, it's slowing down. And you realize that you've probably done the equivalent of, like, a hard shutdown on the reactor. Fionn calls out and says, "No! What have you done?" The entire thing starts winding down. Fionn collapses. And I think that's actually a great time to call end session. You've shut down the reactor.
Come on, let me miss one more time.
Ritual elementalism, baby!
It's the best thing in the game! Ritualism, let's go.
Okay. We ran longer than I expected to. I got distracted running session and wasn't keeping an eye on the time. My bad. I apologize.
You had fun. That's fine. I had fun.
Yeah.
This was awesome. We got so much done, though. It feels like it, at least.
I mean, there was a lot of, like, thinking about stuff, making decisions, and progressing on it, and I feel very good about that. You managed to do some research on some stuff. That was pretty cool. XP-wise, I believe it was 2 Fabula points expended, so that means 6 experience for this session.
Yes.
Which is enough.
Which is absolutely enough to get you your level. Aside from that, I think we're pretty much squared away elsewise. Do you guys have fun?
a lot of thinking threads here.
Oh, absolutely.
Good
Glad
stuff.
you guys had fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it as well, Yokobo. I love y'all. I'm going to be back Friday with whatever chat has decided I'm going to play in the Discord. Summer Snow is around about doing art. Fried Jammin', I believe you were currently playing Total War because you were deciding what to play next.
We're gonna play. Right now, the plan is to do really dumb things in a sports game simulator, but also to get finally climb the lunatic mountain in Fire Emblem Awakening.
Excellent. Okay, so Fried Jammin's working on that. If you're interested in
suffering
either of
and some
those,
joy in equal parts.
if you're interested in either of those, go check him out. Kron, what are you working on at the moment? More
I'm
Xenoblade?
doing some Xenoblading and chat questing. We're making progress.
Hell
That
yeah.
quest is awesome.
More
I'll stay
Fire
up at
Emblem
3
there.
a.m. and watch it.
And side, what are we up to soon?
I started Path of Radiance hard mode. I've been meaning to go back and try the
Right.
higher difficulty, and I'm finally doing it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to raid out. I love y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.